Hey, my friend. Welcome back to English Now Easy. Today, I want to sit with you, talk with you, and help you relax into English. In this episode, we will talk about a very interesting book called Effortless by Greg McKeown. You do not need to read the book. You do not need to remember the author's name. I will explain everything in simple English, step by step. This episode is for listening practice. It is good for levels A1 to B2. That means, at the beginning, the English will be very easy. Later, it will slowly become a little richer and more advanced. Just listen, breathe, enjoy. You are already learning. Part 1. What does effortless mean? First, let's talk about the word effortless. Effortless looks like this. Effort plus less. Effort equals the energy you use to do something. Less equals not so much. So effortless means not much effort. Something that feels light, easy, and natural. Effortless does not mean lazy. It does not mean do nothing. It means you still work, but your work feels softer, more peaceful, and less stressful. Think about walking down a hill. You still move your legs, but it feels easier than walking up. That is effortless. Now, imagine if English could feel like this. Not like climbing a big mountain with a heavy backpack, but like walking down a soft hill in the evening with fresh air, step by step. That is the idea of this episode. To learn how to make your English feel lighter, simpler, and more natural. Take a slow breath in and out. You are doing great already. Part 2. How this episode will work. In this lesson, at the beginning, I will use very simple English so your brain can warm up. Then, I will slowly add some new words and longer sentences, so your listening can grow from A1 level toward B1 to B2. If I use a difficult word, I will explain it right away. For example, frustrated means feeling upset because something is difficult or not working. You don't need a pen. You don't need a notebook. You don't need to repeat everything. You can just listen. Relax your shoulders. Let the English come to you. If you want extra practice, you can listen to this episode 2 or 3 times on different days. Now, let's start with the first big idea from the book, Effortless. The effortless state. Part 3. The effortless state. Your learning mood. The book says, before you do good work, you need a good state of mind. State of mind means how your thoughts and feelings are right now. Are you calm? Are you nervous? Are you tired? Are you curious? The author calls this the effortless state. The effortless state is when your mind is calm, your thoughts are clear, your body feels relaxed, you are ready to learn. Let's think about 2 situations. Situation 1. Hard to learn. You sit down to study English, but you feel tired. You are worried about work, about money, about your future. You tell yourself, I must learn fast. I cannot make mistakes. I am bad at English. Your body is tense. Your shoulders are tight. Your brain feels heavy. You look at the English words, but nothing enters your memory. You listen to a podcast, but it feels like noise. You do not remember much. This is not the effortless state. Situation 2. Easy to learn. Now imagine something different. You sit down in a quiet place. You put your phone on silent. You take one slow breath. You tell yourself, today I will learn one small thing. I don't need to be perfect. I just want to enjoy 10 minutes of English. Suddenly, your body relaxes. Your mind opens. You listen to the same podcast, but this time, you understand more. You remember more. This is the effortless state. The book says many people never reach this state because they start with too much stress in the mind. Stress is like noise in your head. When there is too much noise, new English cannot enter. So, what can you do to enter the effortless state before your English practice? A simple 1-minute warm-up. Before you study or listen, try this short routine. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes if you want. Take one slow, deep breath. Ask yourself, how do I feel right now? If you feel tired, maybe you stretch a little or drink some water. Stressed, take 2 or 3 slow breaths and relax your shoulders. Heavy, tell yourself, today is light. Today I will learn something small. This small warm-up can change your whole study time. Take a short moment now. Breathe slowly. Then we continue. Part 4. Clarity and focus. To feel effortless, you also need clarity. Clarity means you know what you want. You are not confused. For example, before you start, you can say, in this session, I want to understand this 5-minute story. I want to notice 5 useful sentences. I want to enjoy listening without worrying about every word. When your goal is clear, your brain becomes focused. Focus means you give your full attention to one thing. Many learners try to do too much. Grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, listening, reading, writing, all at the same time. Then the brain becomes confused. Confusion is the opposite of the effortless state. But if you choose one small goal, everything becomes lighter. Right now, your simple goal can be, I want to listen to this episode and understand the main ideas. That is enough. Really. Part 5. Being present. Another important idea from the book is being present. Being present means you are here. You are in this moment. You are not worrying about yesterday or tomorrow. In English learning, being present means you listen to this sentence right now. You are not thinking, what if I fail my exam? What if my speaking is bad? You just listen. You let each sound arrive. Here is a small exercise. Listen to my voice right now. Notice the rhythm. Notice the small pauses. Notice that you are here, listening in this moment. That is being present. When you are present, your English practice becomes calmer, deeper, and more enjoyable. Part 6. Effortless action. Doing things in a simple way. Now we move to the second big idea from the book, effortless action. Action means doing something, not just thinking, not just planning, but actually moving forward. Effortless action means you still do the work, but you do it in a simple, smart, and natural way. Many people believe if it doesn't feel hard, it's not real work. So they choose the most difficult book, the longest course, the heaviest method. In the book, the author says we often create extra difficulty for ourselves. He calls this self-imposed difficulty. Self-imposed means you put it on yourself. Nobody forces you. You decide it, often without noticing. It's like carrying a heavy bag even when the bag is empty. In language learning, this looks like forcing yourself to study when you are very tired, feeling guilty if you don't understand everything, choosing materials that are far above yo. But this extra difficulty does not help. It makes you feel bad, and it pushes you away from English. Effortless action is different. It says, keep working, but choose the simplest path that still gives progress. Start small, not huge. The book talks about starting small. When a task feels too big, your brain feels resistance. Resistance is that feeling of, I don't want to do this. I will do it later. But if the task is very small, your brain says, okay, I can do that. For example, instead of saying, I must listen to English for 1 hour, say, I will listen for 2 minutes. 2 minutes is easy. It feels light. And something interesting happens. After 2 minutes, you often feel like continuing. You listen 3 minutes, 4 minutes, maybe even 10. This is called momentum. Momentum is the energy that keeps you moving once you have started. So for English, effortless action means choose small actions, make them easy to start, let momentum carry you. You don't need to push yourself with anger or guilt. You just begin in a kind way. Part 7. Effortless results. Habits that keep working. The next big idea is effortless results. Result means what you get in the end, the final effect of your actions. Effortless results means you get good results again and again without always pushing hard. Think of planting a tree. At the beginning, you dig the soil, you plant the seed, you give it water. Later, the tree grows. Every year, it gives you fruit, even when you are not working on it every day. This is like habits in language learning. A habit is something you do again and again, almost automatically. If you build small English habits, your learning continues even when your motivation is not strong. Here are some examples of effortless results in English. You listen to a short podcast every morning while you make tea or coffee. You read one short paragraph before sleep. You say one English sentence about your day every time you brush your teeth. Each action is. This kind of learning is stable. Stable means it does not fall down easily. It lasts a long time. Intense study, for example, 3 hours in one day, and then nothing for 2 weeks, gives quick progress that often disappears. Effortless results are different. They are slow, but strong, like a tree. Repetition and automatic English. The author also talks about doing things again and again. Repetition means you repeat something many times. At first, a new word or sentence feels strange. After you hear it many times, it becomes familiar. Familiar means you know it. You have seen or heard it before. Then, it becomes automatic. Automatic means your brain does it by itself without hard thinking. Think about tying your shoes. The first time it was difficult. Now, you don't think. You just do it. The same can happen with English sentences. For example, if you listen many times to I'm learning English step by step, one day you will say it without effort. So, effortless results come from small habits, simple routines, and lots of repetition. You don't need to feel pain. You just need to come back again and again. Part 8. Inversion and simplification. The easy path. Another beautiful idea from the book is called inversion. To invert something means to turn it upside down, to reverse it, to look at it from the opposite side. When something feels too hard, you can invert the problem. For example, many learners think, how can I study more grammar rules? That question feels heavy. If you invert it, you ask, how can I understand grammar in an easier way? And a very simple answer appears. Listen to a lot of easy English. Let your brain hear the patterns. Another example, many learners think, how can I speak without mistakes? This creates fear. Fear blocks your mouth. If you invert the question, you ask, how can I speak more freely? then the answer is different. Allow mistakes. Accept them. Learn from them. Mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are steps on the road to fluency. So inversion means, instead of choosing the hardest way, you look for the easiest and smartest way. This is called simplification. To simplify means to make something easier. In English learning, simplification looks like this. Read short stories instead of long academic texts. Listen to slow English instead of fast news. Learn 10 useful phrases instead of 100 difficult words that you will never use. Simple does not mean weak. Simple is smart. When you choose the simple path, you move faster. You feel better. You stay longer with the language. And that is what you need. Part 9. Start with zero. Release the pressure. The last idea we will talk about today is start with zero. This sounds strange, but it is very useful. To start with zero means you begin with no pressure, no big expectations, no heavy demands on yourself. Expectations are the things you think you must do. For example, I must finish this chapter. I must remember all new words. I must understand every sentence. These thoughts are heavy. They create fear and stress. The book says, when you carry too many expectations, you feel tired before you even start. Starting with zero means you sit down with a quiet mind and say, I am here. I will do something small. I will enjoy this moment of English. No big promises. No big goals. Just this small time together. This soft attitude clears your mind. It opens the door to real learning. Part 10. Gentle ending and reflection. My friend, we are coming to the end of this listening practice. You have just spent a long, calm time inside English. Let's take a moment to remember the main ideas from the book Effortless and how they connect to your English. Effortless state. Make your mind calm before you study. One breath, one small intention. Clarity and focus. Choose one simple goal for each session. Being present. Listen to this moment, not to your fear of the future. Effortless action. Choose the easiest path that still helps you grow. Start small. Effortless results. Build habits and routines that repeat every day. Let repetition do the heavy work. Inversion and simplification. When something feels too hard, flip the problem and find a simpler way. Start with zero. Release pressure. Begin with a quiet mind and a light heart. You do not need to remember every detail. Just remember this feeling. English does not need to be heavy. It can be soft. It can be gentle. It can be peaceful. You can learn with calm. You can learn with curiosity. You can learn with joy. Before we finish, let's say a few simple sentences together in your mind or out loud if you want. I can learn English in a gentle way. I do not need to be perfect. Small steps every day are enough. English is slowly becoming a natural part of my life. Take one more slow breath. You did very well today. You listened for a long time. Your brain worked. Even if you did not understand everything, your mind was learning quietly inside. Thank you for spending this time with me. I am proud of you for every small effort, every small moment of listening, every small step forward. Stay kind to yourself. Stay curious. Stay connected to English, one effortless moment at a time. And don't forget to like and subscribe the channel if you have not till now. You can also comment what specific topic you want to learn, and I will make a learning video for you. Until next time, goodbye.